Good morning, sixth graders. Today you guys are going to be doing another graph. Today you guys are going to be doing for the first time a line graph. And our first one is going to be a double line graph. So for this graph, I will be giving you the data. And so the first thing we need to do is create our data table. So in cell B1, you're going to go ahead and type the days of the week starting with today. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We are going to do 5 days. Then in cell A2, you're going to put in high temperature. Make sure you spell temperature correctly. And in cell A3, you're going to type in low temperature. Make sure you spell that correctly. Then your data I took from the KARE 11 weather forecast for the upcoming week, and it looks like today the high is forecasted to be 32, the low is forecasted to be 14, tomorrow the high is forecasted to be 26, the low 21, Thursday the high is forecasted to be 35, the low 33, on Friday, the high is forecasted to be 42, the low 31, and on Saturday, the high is forecasted to be 36, and the low is forecasted to be 27. So this is your data table. You need to recreate that. I will put that on Google Classroom for you to have as well. Then I need to select my data, so I'm going to go ahead and select those cells, go up to charts, and again we're going to go to line graph for the first time today. Go to line graph and we're going to do a marked line. I want to have the data points where this one does not have the data points, it's just showing the trend. I want to make sure I have the data points for each day. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, and then here is my line graph. So like before, I have my graph in here, and there are some elements that you need to have. For your chart, once you're clicked on the graph, you could go to chart layout, and you need to have a chart title. Your chart title would be high and low temperatures for the upcoming five days. You can have an axis. You need to have an axis title. So the horizontal axis title would be days of the week. And then you have to have a y-axis title. And the y-axis title would be degrees Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit can be kind of a tricky word to spell, so please make sure you look it up if you are not sure. All right, so degrees Fahrenheit. There you go. Now, we do need to have a legend for this graph because we have two lines and we need to be able to tell which line is which. So we got to make sure that we have a legend. We can move where that legend is placed, top, right, left, bottom. So you can change that if you would like. Data labels, those are optionals. If you want, you can put those in. It just allows us to see a little bit better what the degrees are. And you can move those. So I could come up here and move this one, for example, right here. So if you don't like where they are, you can move them if you need to. It does take a little bit of tinkering to get it to move, but yes, you can move them, especially the ones that are really close. You might want to move them so that you can read them a little bit better. Sometimes they put them right on the line and it's hard to read. So you might want to move them just a bit so that it's a little bit easier to read. You do want to customize your graph in some ways. Oh, and then of course you can put in your grid lines. We've done those before if you want. Again, you can customize your graph, and you can actually customize this, the line itself. So if you right click on the, or click on the line, and then right click, Format Data Series. And if I come to line, I can change that. Maybe I want it to be purple. Okay, that's the marker line. Over here line. Okay. And you can see maybe my marker style. Right now it says a square. Maybe I want it to be a triangle. I can change all those. And you can see that it changes that, but it also changes it over here. And that's very important. We want them to match. So, you know, it will change that. Also, let's say you realize that, you know, I spelt Tuesday wrong. You can come up here, and if you need to, if you change it and then come back to your graph, you can see that it changes it there. So if you happen to spell temperature wrong, or you spell a day of the week wrong, you don't have to restart. You can just change it up here in your data table. And because the data table is linked to the graph, it will automatically change for you. So your job for this assignment is to create a double line graph showing the high and low temperature given the data that I have provided for you for the upcoming 5 days. Make sure that you have the proper x-axis label, y-axis label, and chart title, and then you do need to customize it in one way. I customized this line, that's fine. If you want to customize the background color, that's fine. Make sure that your choices make your graph readable. If you choose a dark color and I can't read it, can't give you credit for the data points. So make sure you choose customization that works and that it makes it so that it's readable. This assignment is due a week from today, so it is due the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. So plenty of time to work on it both today during the time that is being provided by your classroom teacher, and then of course if you do not get it done, you may do it as homework due next Tuesday 7:30 a.m. Hope you guys have a great class. Hope you have a nice Thanksgiving, and I will see you next week.